Okay. I love when I ask for requests, and there's always a common thread. Backs, 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 backs. Everybody seems to carry a lot of stress in the backs. So, I totally hear you on that one, because I've had a lot of back issues, but I'm happy to say that my back is feeling good right now. So, okay. So have a strap handy. If you have a yoga strap, please put it together. If you're using a bathrobe, belt, or a dog leash, or whatever you have, I will tell you how to modify. So don't worry. All right, we're gonna start laying down on your back. Okay, so starting on your backs, and just take a few moments here to settle. So you want to settle down, settle into your space, settle into your practice. Be comfortable, be supported. I always like to practice now with a folded blanket under my head and neck. I've been having some tightness in my neck, so having the folded blanket there really helps. And also when I lay down on my back, I really like to have my knees bent. So just kind of experiment, see what works for you and what position feels good. And then once you're there, just relax. Let the chatter in your mind start to quiet down a little bit. Let the muscles in your face start to relax and soften. Let your breath get a little bit deeper. Relax around the neck and throat. Try to relax through the shoulders. And then just feel the nice, gentle rise and fall of your chest and belly as you breathe. Often a lot of people carry pain in their low backs. And it can be structural, whether you have something going on with the discs or something going on around the spine or muscle spasms or sciatica or whatever, and that's common. But also we carry a lot of emotional stress around the low back and the hip area. So trying to recognize if that's an area in the body where you carry emotional stress or tension or anxiety, try to direct your breath to process those areas. So when you're breathing in and you're breathing out, bring your awareness to the hips and the low back. And just try to soften there, lessen the intensity of what you might be feeling there. So we'll come into physical poses that will help release the physical tension and tightness in the body. But if it's a place where you're carrying your emotional stress and tension, then that's the work that you're going to have to do with your breath and with your thoughts. So if you can change some of your thoughts to be a little more positive and a little less anxiety provoking, then you can helpfully use your breath to process some of those feelings in the low back, around the hips, to alleviate some of that physical pain. So as we move, let's draw the knees into the chest. As we move through your physical practice, try to keep the thoughts in your mind a little more quiet and just try to check in with your feelings and your emotions and continue to breathe with awareness and consciousness. So as you inhale, we're going to reach the arms up and the feet up. And then as you exhale, we're going to hug the knees into the chest. We're just going to move like this a few times. Inhaling, arms reaching, feet lifting, noticing what you feel in the body. Exhaling, hug the knees in. 3 more, just like that. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, lift and open, staying grounded in the back. Exhale, hug it in. 1 more time. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the legs in. We're going to let both feet drop down to the floor. If you have a yoga strap that's put together, you're going to put your right foot into the strap and you'll take the loop and place it around, I'm tangled, around your head and at your upper back. I'll show modified. If you're just using a regular strap, you're just going to hold on to either end. Notice when I have my hands up high, I'm gripping a little bit and my shoulders are a little tense. So I'm going to draw my hands down so that my upper arms are on the floor and I'm just holding loosely and gently. The left leg is going to go straight. So if you have the loop around your back, your arms are going to go straight along the floor and you're going to completely relax your upper body. If you're holding on to either end, same thing. Try to relax the upper body, especially the shoulders, and try not to be gripping like crazy on the hands. So maybe you loop the strap around your hands a little bit just so that you're not holding on as tight. And then just be able to breathe here. You're letting the back of the legs soften while you ground down through the back. Tight hamstrings often lead to tightness in the low back. So we're easing into the hamstrings. It's also really good for circulation. Let your breath flow with ease. So you don't want to feel pain here. You just want to feel where the body is holding on to tightness. The back of the thigh. Maybe it's coming down into the low back. Just recognize what you're feeling and then try to soften the intensity. Try to ease into that tightness. Relaxing the jaw. Relaxing the face. Relaxing the shoulders. Take a full deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, let's soften the knee. If you're holding onto the strap with your hands, you're going to take both ends of the strap in your right hand. Left hand comes onto the left hip. Otherwise, if you're not holding on, just allow your right leg to reach over to the right. Use your back and the rib cage against the strap for support. Try to keep your upper arms on the floor if you're holding the strap, and try to stay relaxed here. A soft bend in the knee is totally fine. You're opening up the inner thigh and outer hip. You don't have to have a straight leg here. So again, I'm showing modified. The right leg is bent. Using the strap for support, keeping the left hip down. Just breathe. If you need to come back to the center to ease out of the pose at any time, you can, and then you can ease right back in. So taking breaks if you need to. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out as we come back up to center. If you're holding the strap, you're going to switch the ends of the strap into your left hand. Right hand comes onto your right hip. Let the right leg reach over to the left. If you're using a yoga strap, you know what to do. So let the strap be against the right side of your rib cage. Soften the knee if it feels like too much. You can always come back up to center. You don't have to go way over. So easing into the IT band. Trying to relax through the shoulders and chest. And just breathing through. Don't have to have the legs straight. You don't want to feel pain. So if you're getting crampy in your hip or something doesn't feel right, adjust the pose so that you feel okay. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Let's bring that right leg back to center. Let the foot come out of the strap. Let the right foot come down to the floor. We'll bend the left knee so the left foot is on the floor. Let your right leg go straight. You can shake the leg left to right a little bit. Just get some movement. Let your right hip flexor relax as you put your left foot in the loop. So the left foot comes into the strap. Pausing here. If you're holding up high and your shoulders are all tense, so just try to relax the arms. Let them slide down towards the floor. Hands ease into the strap. Keeping the knee bent if you need to. I notice that when I come into poses that I feel right away are tight, like the hamstring or the IT band, that I get a little tighter in the upper body. Maybe I clench my teeth or I feel tense around my shoulders. So when you come into these poses, it's important to check in. See what the rest of the body is doing, how you're responding. And then just try to soften. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. We're gently going to let the left leg reach over to the left. Switch the ends of the strap into your left hand if you're holding. Otherwise, just let the back support you. Resisting and holding on to the strap for support using your back, and then let your hands be free. You can always put your right hand on your right hip for support. The leg does not need to be straight. Maybe it feels really good to have it straight. Lengthening, reaching the left heel away from your left hip. Maybe you like to open really far, really deep. So it's up to you. You can totally control the depth of the pose by how you physically put your body into the pose and then breathing. So we're just trying to get into the inner thigh, the outer hip by staying grounded down in the back. Take a full breath in. As you exhale, we'll bring the leg back to center. Left leg is going to reach over to the right, placing the straps in your right hand. Left hand can come onto your left hip if you'd like. If you have a loop in your strap, then please don't hold on. Just relax your arms and upper body. You can soften the knee. You can turn your toes down. However you'd like to enhance the pose. But just once your body is in the pose, then just breathe. Have a physical awareness to what you're feeling and where you're feeling it in the body, as well as that awareness to your emotions, what you're feeling when you come into these poses. And just breathe through what your thoughts are. So your thoughts are just what you're telling yourself. So if you don't like what your thoughts are, then just tell yourself something else, right? It sounds easy, and it is. Take one more full breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bring that leg back to center. Let the foot come out of the strap. Let the leg go straight. Move the strap out of the way. You can rock both of your feet back and forth, shaking out the thighs a little bit. We'll bend the knees so both feet are now on the floor. We'll take the right ankle, cross it over the left leg for a figure 4. Pause here. We're going to take the hands onto your rib cage. So from your hands up is not going to move, but lower than your hands is going to sway left to right. So you can start off with little movements here, feeling what you feel in your low back. Stay grounded with the hands on your rib cage so that your shoulders, shoulder blades, and mid-back are down. And this is just gentle to release the low back down into the hips. And then we'll bring the legs back to center and we'll reach for the back of your left thigh. So the left knee is coming in towards your left shoulder. Relax the shoulders. Try to feel a little bit of softness in the right hip. Feel your low back pressing down into the floor. And then from here, we're going to extend your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to take the chin, tuck it in as you lift your head and upper back off the floor. You can stay right here, or you can take your hands out and go a little higher up the leg, maybe the calf or the ankle. Soft elbows. Draw your belly down, tuck your chin to relax your neck and shoulders. Take a full breath in here and a full breath out. And then let's slowly release. Just let the head come down, let the left foot come down. We'll let the right foot come down. Switch sides, left ankle on top of the right leg above the knee. And then we're just going to hold on to the rib cage and then let the shape of your leg sway left to right. Easing into the low back. Starting to feel what you feel in the hips. So not holding the breath, letting the breath flow. And then once the legs come back to center, I'm going to reach for the back of the right thigh, draw the right knee into the chest. Feeling what you feel on the outside of the left hip. Relax the shoulders down. And then extending the right leg up towards the ceiling if that feels okay. Lift the head and upper back off the floor, only if that feels okay. Tuck the chin down towards your chest. You can take your hands higher up on the leg if you'd like, maybe just holding on at the calf or ankle. Soften the elbows a little bit. You can flex your right foot, but you don't have to. Draw the belly down towards the floor. And just breathe. Try to lengthen the back of the neck. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, relax the head down. Relax the right foot down. We'll let the left foot come off of the right foot. Feet are going to go hip width apart. Arms reach away from each other. Let the legs drop over to the right, and we're just going to pause here. So both legs are reaching over to the right. You're going to turn your head over your left shoulder. Breathe deeply, opening up the side ribs, opening up the back, lengthening through the tops of your thighs, especially the left thigh. On your next inhale, we'll come back up to center. Exhale, roll both legs to the left. So you're on the pinky side of your left foot and the big toe side of your right foot, turning your head over your right shoulder. So your shoulder blades are down on the floor, but your mid-back and your spine are lifted. They're getting a nice stretch. Opening up the right hip flexor, reaching your right knee away from the right hip. Take a full deep breath in and a full deep breath out. Let's bring the legs back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. 3 breaths moving together here. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, arms reach, feet lift. Exhale, hug the knees in. Inhale, one more time, arms reach, feet lift. And exhale, hug the knees in. From here, we're gently going to roll to one side. Use your top hand to press you up to sit. Once you come to sit, we're going to transition onto hands and knees. So make your way onto hands and knees. Feel free to put something under your knees for a little extra support if you need to. And we're going to come into table. So in table, the wrists are over the shoulders and the knees are underneath your hips. Tops of the feet are on the floor. We'll take 3 breaths moving together here. So as you inhale, we're just going to drop the belly and lift the chin. This is subtle, doesn't have to be deep. As you exhale, you're going to tuck the chin, round the back. Doesn't have to be big. Just starting to move the spine with your breath. Inhale gently, drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck and round. You don't have to go fully here. Inhale, drop and lift. And exhale, tuck and round. So we're going to come to neutral spine here. We're going to walk the hands a little bit more forward and then move your shoulders so they're over the wrist. So now your knees are down on the floor. If you're not sure if you're in the right position, if you curled your toes under and lifted your knees, you'd be in plank pose. So that's how far back the knees are. But we're going to bring the knees down. Tops of the feet come down. You're going to take a breath in here. And then as you exhale, keeping the belly pulled in, you're going to bend the elbows towards the back of the room and just lower a few inches down. Inhale, push back up, one straight line with the spine. And then exhale, push your hips back to your heels. Really lengthen. Inhale again, slide forward, shoulders over wrists. So if you want to look at me for a moment, this is what you don't want to do. Your hips are not down here. They're lifted. When you exhale and lower down, you don't want to have your hips down. They're lifted. When you push back up, hips don't want to be down. You don't want to be pushing up. You want to just push up, straight line, and then exhale, hips go back. Let's try it again. Inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower, getting nice and strong. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, hips go back. One more, just like that. Inhale, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, bend the elbows to lower. You don't have to go too far. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, hips go back. This time you're going to inhale, come forward. We're going to drop the forearms down. So now your forearms are down, you're on your knees, your tops of the feet are pressing down, and your hips are pulling up. You can stay right here, or you can curl your toes under and lift your knees. If this hurts your back, just lift your hips a little higher or drop the knees. This is really important. When we carry stress in our backs, it's important to have the muscles around the spine strong to protect your back from feeling that pain when you're just stressed. So breathing deeply here. Feel free to put the knees down. If the knees are down, you're pushing down with your feet. Belly is in. Take a full breath in. And then when you're ready, we'll drop the knees, drop the hips, make a pillow with your hands under your forehead, bend the knees, and windshield wiper left to right with the legs. If this is uncomfortable on your back at all, take a folded blanket and place it under your hips. That should offer a lot of support for your back. So when people ask for backs, I do a lot with the hips and the legs. And I don't usually teach back bending. I don't think that bending backwards can necessarily be good for everyone. But I do think it's super important to strengthen the muscles around your spine, around the back. And that movement is not big, and it's not aggressive. It's not hard. We're just going to move nice and easy and slow. So tops of the feet are down. We're going to take the hands and place them on the floor by your chest. So your hands are on the floor by your chest. And then you're going to slide your hands forward so that your forearms and your elbows touch the floor. So your elbows are down, your forearms are down by your chest, and your hands are down. Now pull the hands and shoulders back a little bit. Maybe your hands will slide back a little bit. Keep the elbows down. Inhale, lift the chest. Try not to lift the head to look forward. You want to look down at your mat. Feel the muscles hugging into your low back. Super important. This is not a back bend. We're working for strength. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Doesn't have to be high. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Just move with the breath. Exhale, lower. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, just float up. It's a straight line between the crown of your head and your tailbone. Exhale, lower. 3 more, just like this. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift up gently. Exhale, lower down slowly. Last one. Inhale. And then as you exhale, let your hands come under your forehead. Bend your knees and windshield wiper the legs left to right. Completely relax the low back. We'll let the tops of the feet come back down. Hands are going to come onto the floor next to your chest. We'll take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just push up and back, child's pose. Let your hips go all the way back to your heels. Hands can be way out in front. Drop down with the head. And just take a few really nice, deep cleansing breaths here. Really try to relax the neck and shoulders. Relax the low back and hips. And just breathe. Take one more full breath in. And then as you exhale, come up onto hands and knees, and then we're going to step your right foot forward up between your hands. So if you have blocks or a stack of books or something you can use to bring your hands a little higher, you can place your hands on opposites, either side of your right foot and have your hands on blocks if you need to. You don't have to. Hips are way low. We're going to move with the breath here, keeping the hands and feet where they are. So as you inhale, look forward, pull the shoulders back, open through the chest, and then as you exhale, just pull the hips back and let the head drop. Don't worry about how straight or bent the right leg is. Inhale, hips come forward and down. The right knee does not pass the right ankle. Exhale, pull back, let the head drop. Inhale, hips come forward and lift. And exhale, pull back. From here, we're going to let the hips come forward. Your hands are on opposite sides of your right foot. We're going to curl the left toes under and lift the left knee. So we've created a lot of looseness in the muscles. We've stretched them out. And now we're going to try to strengthen them a little bit, just around the knee joint and the hip joint. Really important to have those muscles strong. So we're just in a low lunge here. The right knee's over the right ankle. If you want to go a little stronger, you can let your hands hover. They don't have to. You can just see how this feels. You can even take your hands and reach them back behind you. Feel nice and strong here. Around your right hip especially. Belly drawn into the spine. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, bring both hands down. They're going to go to the inside of your front foot. We're going to pivot your back foot down so the pinky side of your foot is parallel to the mat. And then you're going to walk your hands diagonally away from your right foot. But you're going to keep your right knee over your right ankle, and you're lengthening through the shoulders and spine. Nice and low and strong in that right knee. The right knee is not collapsing in. Move it out so it's getting even stronger on the inner thigh and outer thigh to support that hip joint. Relax the neck and shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, walk the hands back, pivot back up onto your back toes, drop the right knee. And then here we're going to walk the hands back so that right leg can go straighter. Pull the toes up. So if you can't comfortably reach the floor here, you can have blocks. If you need to come all the way up, you can. So we're just letting that right leg go straight and you're pulling your hips back. Take a nice deep full breath in here. And then as you exhale, drag your right foot back about halfway, and you're going to step your left foot next to the right foot. I'm going to show you a super healthy forward bend for your back. Your thighs are resting, your belly is resting on your thighs, so your knees are bent. We're going to slide each hand underneath your feet. So you're stepping on your palms. The backs of the hands are on the floor. Let your head hang heavy. And then just pull up with your upper back. This should feel like a really nice stretch all the way from the low back up to the neck and between the shoulder blades. This should feel very safe and comfortable in the low back, because the knees are bent. Breathe deeply. Really nice to have the heart higher than the brain. Take a full deep breath in, and then as you exhale, both hands come down in front of you. Step the right foot back, drop the right knee, and then you might need to grab the back of your left ankle with your left hand and just scoot your left foot up to the front of the mat. So we're framing the front foot with your hands. The back knee is down and the hips are super low. As you inhale, start to lift the chest. And then as you exhale, just pull the hips back and round through the back. Let the neck drop down. Inhale, hips forward, lift the chin. Exhale, pull back. One more time, just like that. This is nice and slow. Getting deep into the hip flexors and the thighs. Draw back. Good. Coming forward again, you're going to have your hands framing your front foot with or without blocks. Curl the right toes under, lift the right knee. You can keep your hands down. You can come up onto maybe just a fingertip. Maybe your hands hover, or maybe your hands reach back. So try not to have your belly completely resting on your thigh here. You want to pull your belly in. Have your legs super strong. This is what's going to protect your joints. This is so important for your knees and your hips. Belly is in to protect your back. Breathe deeply. Nice. Take a full breath in. And then as you exhale, we're going to drop the hands down, drop the right knee down, and then walk your hands back and let your left leg go straight. Left toes can reach up towards the ceiling. You can come up and have your hands on your hips if you need to. Just let that breath flow. Pull the hips back. Take one more full breath in. And then as you exhale, bend the left knee. You're going to drag it back. We're going to let the right foot stand next to the left foot. Okay, your knees are bent. Your belly is on your thighs. Your fingertips are on the floor. You're going to just lean your weight back a little bit. You don't want to fall back, but lean back a little bit. And you're just going to roll to the pinky sides of your feet. So you're lifting your toes, you're lifting your arches. Maybe you lift your hips a little bit. This is the IT bands you're feeling. This is the outsides of your legs. If you want your legs to go straighter here, you can. Try not to lock out the knees so they don't go completely straight. Your hands can be out in front to support you or on blocks, but you're peeling your toes back. Look at the arches of your feet. Pause here and breathe. Your belly can be on your thighs. You should not feel any low back pain here. It's not a very pretty pose, but it's really good for the IT band, the outsides of the legs. Take a full breath in, and then as you exhale, let the feet come down to the floor. We're going to step one foot back, drop the knee, other foot back, drop the knee, child's pose. Let your hips just sink down onto your heels, let the head drop. You can take the backs of your hands, let them rest by your feet. Completely relax through the legs, tops of the shins, grounding down. Relax the hips. Open up the back as you breathe in. And then when you're ready, we're going to come up onto hands and knees. Lift the hips, send your feet to the right. Roll gently onto your left hip. Send the legs around to the front. And then gently roll down onto your back. And just take a moment here. The feet are on the floor, the knees are bent, the feet are parallel. I don't want you to change anything in your low back. I want you to just notice it. So for me, I feel like I could either, well, not my whole hand, but I could slide something underneath my low back. There's a little gentle, normal arch in the low back. So what I'd like you to do is just imagine that there's a blueberry there and you want to smush it. Before you smush it, hands, let your thumbs come on your low rib cage, and then you can let your middle fingers come to your belly button. Okay, so as you smush the blueberry, press your low back down to smush the blueberry. Feel your fingers come towards your thumbs. Okay, so your belly button is moving towards your rib cage. Okay, you can let go with the hands. You're smushing the blueberry, and then relax. Okay, do that again. Smush the blueberry. Belly button is coming towards your rib cage. And then relax. One more time, just like that. Smush the blueberry. Belly button comes towards the rib cage. And then relax. Okay, so now I want you to put your body back into that pose where you're smushing the blueberry, your belly is coming up towards your ribs, hands are going to be down by your sides, and then I'd like you to just lift your hips and then lower the hips, but keep that engagement. Lift the hips. It's not a big movement. Lower the hips. It's not a big, because you're still trying to smush that blueberry by drawing your belly button to your rib cage. Then you're going to lower the hips without all of a sudden just letting everything just blow forward. Lift the hips, lower. So this is really super controlled, keeping the whole core engaged around your back and your belly. Lower. We're going to take 3 more just like that. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. These are almost just like pelvic tilts. You're barely lifting. You're lifting, but your belly is still pulling in and up. One more time. And then lower and completely relax. So now you'll notice that gentle arch in your low back is back. It's good to be there. Keeping your left foot where it is, we're just going to hug the right knee into the chest. Pause here for a moment. Let the right thigh press into the belly. We're going to take the right knee a little bit wider to the right. We're going to lift the right foot and come into a half happy baby. So you're holding on to the right pinky side of your right foot. Reach your right knee down towards the floor next to your torso. If you can't reach your foot, you can always hold on to the ankle or underneath the knee. Just want to have a flexed foot. If you would like to go a little deeper, you can let your left leg go straight. Open up that left hip flexor. You can even let your leg go out to the left a little bit. Pause here. Any last bit of tightness or tension around the hips, let that go. Let it soften. Breath in and a full breath out. We're going to bend that left knee. We're going to let go of the right foot. Let the right foot come next to the left. And then we'll take the left knee into the chest and pause. breaths as that low back relaxes down and melts into the floor. We'll take the left knee out to the left. Reach your left hand for the pinky side of your left foot if you can, and lift the foot, or hold on to the ankle or underneath the knee. A nice flex left foot for a half happy baby pose here. And then to go a little deeper, that right leg goes straight, maybe out to the right an inch or two. Releasing the hip flexors and the hip joints. Maybe your left toes move back behind you a little bit. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, let's bend that right knee. Put the left foot down next to the right. Let your knees touch. Let your hands come onto your belly. Close the eyes. Take a few deep breaths, feeling the belly rise up into your hands and fall down. If you would like to change this pose for Shavasana, feel free. You can let the hands come by the sides. You can let your legs go out straight. You can put something underneath the legs for more support. So just take a moment here, check in, and then we're just going to focus on the toes. See if you can scrunch up your toes. Feel them really tight, scrunch them up, take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, completely relax the toes. And then from here, we're gonna flex the feet. Pull the feet way back. Feet are super flexed. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, relax the ankles and feet. From here, you're gonna tighten your legs. So you're going to feel your thighs tighten. I feel my seat tighten to try to control where the legs are getting tight. So the seat and the legs tighten. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Release. Let that release be slow. Feel the heaviness in the hips and thighs. And then from here, make fists with the hands. Squeeze really tight. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, release the hands. And then next, we're going to draw the shoulders up by the ears. Tense the shoulders up. Arms can feel tight. Take a deep breath in. Your chest is tightening. Upper back is tight. And then your next exhale, completely let the arms, back, and shoulders relax. Swallow in your throat. Try to relax the neck and throat. And then from here, I'm going to scrunch up your face, clench your jaw, squeeze everything into your face, forehead, eyes, teeth. And then exhale, soften. Think of the back of your body like an ice cube on hot pavement. And then picture the front of your body like a sheer curtain blowing in the wind. Just light and able to move with your breath. Take these last few moments in stillness and in quiet to let your practice just settle and just be. Slowly allow your breath to get a little bit deeper. You can begin to bring some small movements back into the body if you'd like, or you can stay in Shavasana for as long as you'd like. But if you're ready to transition out of Shavasana, take your time and move slowly and gently. And make your way up to a comfortable seat. So take your time, and again, you don't have to transition out of Shavasana. That's the beauty of practicing at home. You can stay here as long as you'd like. And if you're seated, just take a moment to sit with your practice. Sit with your breath. Noticing your thoughts and your feelings. Take the right hand over the heart and the left hand over the right hand. And remember that we are all connected. Not only are we here with each other, but we're here for each other. Let's bring the palms together in front of your heart center to honor your practice and honor each other. Namaste.